Today on COC, we're going to show you how we diagnosed a hard brake pedal on our OBS powerstroke.
There are three components we used in which to diagnose our hard brake problem. One was our booster, and our rubber lines underneath, and the vacuum pump.
So the first thing we want to do is check the function of our brake booster. To do that, we're going to pump the brakes a few times and hold. Then we're going to start the truck. And after we start the truck, if the brake booster is functioning properly, the pedal should dip. So as you saw, our brake booster was working properly. Francie pumped the brakes enough times to get a stiff pedal, to get all the vacuum out of the booster. We started the truck, the pedal dipped just as it should. And if yours didn't dip, that doesn't necessarily mean we found the problem yet. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step here. So the next thing we want to do is a visual inspection of all of our vacuum lines. There's a junction down here below the master cylinder. Hopefully you can see that there. You just want to follow all those lines. There's going to be some going to your vacuum pump here, the brake booster, and there's going to be several going to your HVAC on the passenger side.
So, now that you visually inspected all your vacuum lines and there's no broken ones or damaged ones, the next step is to check to see if your vacuum pump is working properly or not. So, for the next step, we're going to need a vacuum gauge. However, if you don't have one of these, you can go to O'Reilly's or AutoZone and purchase one or rent one. So, Chris is going to get this hooked up and we'll show you what to do next.
Alright, so just because your brake pedal didn't dip during the brake booster test, that doesn't necessarily mean your booster is bad. It could be just it's not getting vacuum. That's why we checked for leaks in the vacuum hoses that could be letting the vacuum escape and not get to the booster. So we've checked our vacuum lines, we found that they were good. So as Francie said, we're going to move on to testing the vacuum pump. So here's what I've done to prep that. So I went ahead and took the vacuum line off the pump. That's where it would connect to. And in place of this vacuum line, that's where I'm going to put the end of my vacuum gauge. Alright, so here we've got our vacuum gauge, and I've got the hose running to the outlet of the vacuum pump. So we're going to have Francie start the truck and we'll see what kind of readings we get.
So, this ended up being our problem. As you can see, we've already put the new vacuum pump on, which is pulling 24 inches of vacuum. However, when we tested the old pump, it was only pulling 4 inches of vacuum. So, if you found this video to be helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, bye!